Hello everyone and welcome to whatever day it is. Oh, day 6 of being on the paleo keto diet, and I'm about to go for colonic hydrotherapy. And I'm wearing my lucky red dress because one must always wear your lucky red dress when you're about to have something shoved up your bum. Basically, I want to tell you about it. I'm running late though, so I'll tell you about it later. The reasoning why I'm doing it, and also how it went. How am I feeling? A little nervous. But hey, let's see how it goes. I need time to process what just happened, but I've just come back from my colonic irrigation. And no word of a lie, a tadpole just swam out of my fucking arse. A little yellow tadpole, this big. I'm not sure whether to be horrified or I'm an ecologist, so I'm like, wow, look at that, it's a bug. Yeah, so I've been told that by people who aren't normal GPs that my fatigue is caused because of an immune reaction to something. Like something is draining my energy. I've got something living in my arse or in my intestines because the lady said that was a baby. The mother's in there somewhere. And she was like, no wonder you're tired. And also that's not the only thing. So I'm going back on Friday and the lady has said that she doesn't mind filming. So for those of you who are like, yeah, whatever, you didn't really have a tadpole in your arse. If we find one, I will film it for you. Prepare for this to get really, really, really dirty. Chronic fatigue is not in your head. Hello everyone. I said I'd talk to you after my colonic and tell you the reason why I was doing it. Because I didn't have a chance beforehand, I was running a little bit late. So why did I have a colonic hydrotherapy? Well, I've been, again, reading and listening to Dr. Sarah Myhill. Well, firstly, actually, straight from the start, it was kind of recommended by my naturopathic doctor. But he's great. But I need to understand why I need to do something. I'm not sure whether we have time to do that. Like, I won't do something unless I really understand why. Because I'm stubborn. And I just like to know. Because I'm doing it to my own body. I'm using my own money. I want to know why I need to do something. And he suggested that I do a coffee enema. And I Googled it and I was like, from what I was finding, like people saying, you know, you could get perforations, get infections and all this kind of stuff. I was like, I don't really want to do that. So I put it off. He told me to do this back when I was really quite unwell. And I was like, no, I don't have the mental space or energy to give this a try. Anyway, I've since been in touch with a girl who's had a similar healing journey as to one that I'm starting. And she told me about her coffee enemas, and she says that they're great. They can be addictive, apparently. But she started off by going for a colonic hydrotherapy session. Sorry, memory went. But yeah, so she went to get a colonic hydro thingy done because she was unsure about it and she wanted to know how to get, you know, what to do. And she recommended I did the same. So I was like, okay. And then I looked at, Dr. Sarah Myhill's videos. And she talked about the fact that chronic fatigue is a symptom of something that's going on in your body. You're tired for a reason. One of those reasons might be that you're emotionally tired, but it also might be a physical like something is going on in your body. And she said one of the biggest holes, energy sinks, is an immune response, and also mentioned the fact that people's livers, when they have to work really, really hard because of toxins, they use up a lot of your body's energy. And so you'll have very little left for other things. So my body is working really hard to fight something or to clear something or something. Anyway, So I knew that the colonic hydrotherapy did detox, and I thought, well, whatever's going on in my body, maybe it's because of the fact that I ate loads and loads and loads of sugar as a kid, because I really did, and I ate bread and had a really poor diet for a while. Maybe that has left loads of toxins in my body, and maybe that colonic hydrotherapy can get rid of it. So I went, and as my shocked video told you just before, first of all, within about 5 minutes, I felt horrendously sick, really sick and dizzy, to the point where I think I forgot her name. Anyway, the lady doing it had to stop, and she nearly stopped completely, but the wave of nausea passed, and I was like, no, carry on. And she was like, wow, Lauren, because you felt this sick this quickly, it just shows that your body is full of toxins right now. Because when the water goes in your bum, it starts moving everything around. It starts like jiggling up the toxins, and that will make you sick. So she was like, yeah, you really need this. And then after about 10 minutes, she was like, oh, wow, we never usually get this on the first one. And I'd like to think, first of all, she said that, wow, we've never had anyone pass this much on their first go. And I was like, yeah, well, I am relaxed. I have no shame. And you have to relax during one of these. Like, if you hold it in, there's no point you even paint it. Well, it still helps, but you just gotta let it go. Let it go, let it go. And so I was like, right, okay, I have no shame. I'm just gonna pretend I'm gonna, if I need to poo, I'm gonna poo in front of this woman. And you don't actually poo in front of them, it just all goes down this tube, so you don't have to worry about it. You just gotta be happy pooing in front of someone. Anyway, so it released loads, and then apparently she was like, look, and there was this tiny little tadpole there. There wasn't a tadpole, it was some sort of tapeworm. And she was just like, that's a baby one. The mother worm is in there somewhere, and so I need to go back. But this is quite a big deal, and I put this through my mum. My mum works for the NHS. Currently, if you have chronic fatigue in the NHS, the treatment that you are prescribed, and I have just been prescribed it, cognitive behavioural therapy, counselling, graded exercise therapy. They're mainly mental treatments, and you still, to be the kind of person to get you into a place where your body is so run down, you probably still need it. But that's the only treatment. And if I hadn't have done this journey by myself, I would never have found out that I've got worms living in my body. I would never have gone for colonic hydrotherapy by myself. Would not have done it if my functional doctor hadn't suggested coffee enemas. And all of those worms living in my body, they're pooping, they're weeing, and they are getting rid of their products, their waste products into my body. And my liver has to deal with that, as well as dealing with my own waste products. And I also have candida, so it's also trying to deal with that. And so no wonder I'm tired, because my liver is working so hard trying to get rid of all this waste stuff. But if I hadn't have gone and done that, my doctor, as far as I know, part of a chronic fatigue thing, one of my doctors, my crappy one from Guffin Surgery, and if I can remember his name, I'd name and shame him. He looked me in the eye and he went, Lauren, your blood tests are fine. You are medically fit. And he said it slowly like that, and he looked into my eyes as if I was some sort of stupid person. And I was like, you are wrong. And if I'd stayed with him, if he was my only doctor, I would never have found out. And I would have had a toxic body for the rest of my life and had chronic fatigue. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to make my chronic fatigue go away, but I'm hoping it's going to make it a little bit better, not having worms in my body anymore. And no, I would never have found out. And it would have just been, oh, well, you need more cognitive behavioural therapy. NHS, something needs to change. This is very much physiological. There are many, many people suffering for no reason.